Hi, this is Charlie, and today I want to show you Squiggles. Squiggles is a little prototyping, sort of whiteboarding application that I made for myself. Right now, I'm working on a little hobby engine for the Quest 3 in my spare time, and I find myself frequently needing to solve problems in 3D. And 2D diagramming is fine for 3D, but being able to just draw a box wireframe, for example, in VR and sort of pick it up and look at it, I have found to be incredibly useful for getting my head around VR specific problems, specifically ones that involve sort of stereoscopy or using both eyes. And so I built Squiggles. I'm going to release it on Itch today, and I want to walk you through the feature set. It's very, very bare bones. It's not a fully featured drawing application, but it works for me. I get a lot of value out of it, so hopefully you can too. So starters, you have just on your right controller a drawing nib. If you're left-handed and you want to use this, let me know. I'll update it. And you simply hold down the right trigger to draw, like so. And that's the sort of the most basic action that you can take. Second of all, you can hold the A button to sort of start selecting a cursor like this, and that selection will flash like so. And then you can hold down the right grip to pick that up, and that'll just parent to your controller like so, and you can move it around, which is what I did before with this cube here. And once you're done selecting something and moving it around, you can deselect it by pressing the left grip. Cool. So that as a starting point is very useful. And the next thing you might want to do is, well, select a different color. So to do that, you just on your left hand press the Y button, and then use the hue slider to select a hue, and then with the right trigger, and then on the saturation value square, select a value like so, and then you can just start writing with that. Hello. Great. Well, there's one other nice feature for drawing that you might want to use, which is pressure sensitivity. If you press the X button on your left controller, and just for demonstration purposes, we'll also move the right thumbstick up a bit to scale up our pen nib. Well, now the degree that you pull in that right trigger will sort of determine how thick the stroke is. And so you get a sort of form of pressure sensitivity like this. Now, this is, I will be honest, not particularly easy to use. If you are familiar with sort of like using a pen nib more generally, or like a pressure-based pen like an Intuos, it might come pretty naturally to you. More likely your lines will look like this and will be quite horrible, but it can be worth doing. I generally use just switching back, the constant width brush, because I'm generally doing diagramming like this. And this, for reference, is actually how this drawing application works. You might have noticed over here that this pen stroke sort of looks thick from all directions, and same with these ones that have different pressure. They have a volume to them. And on the Quest, which is pretty low end hardware, I wanted a way to do this efficiently. So if we can imagine that each frame, I see where the controller is, and I draw one of these little purple control points. I draw them with sort of two primitives. One is I just draw a line between them, and I draw a little quad like this that's always facing the HMD. So if we can imagine, like, I'm turning, like this quad is going to turn to face my headset like so. And that's what it does. And then the second technique that I use to fill in these little gaps here is I just draw, using a quad again, sort of imposter spheres at these control points. And so if you can imagine, like, here's where the camera is, and there's like a sphere we want to draw. We just draw a quad in front of it, and we fill in the area that overlaps the sphere. And we just discard all these pixels here. And this ends up being sort of very efficient in the fragment shader, because the actual math that we have to do, let's say we have sort of some sort of quasi-UVs, -1, -1, and then 1, -1, and then -1, 1, and 1, 1, that we pass to the fragment shader. The actual shader code ends up looking something like, if dot UV, comma UV is, I think it's strictly greater than 1, then we discard. discard the fragment. I don't draw anything. And that's how we have these sort of nice, smooth-looking lines here, here, and sort of everywhere in general. And so that's it, really. That's Squiggles. Right now, if you want to delete things, your best option is sort of just moving them under the ground. If you find that you want to use this application for more sophisticated use cases and you'd like proper deletion support, please let me know and I'll just implement it. But right now, I mainly use this for quick ephemeral sketching and just getting my ideas out in 3D space. So if that sounds useful to you, give it a download. Let me know what you think. And, happy squiggling.